Welcome into the Love Song Podcast, a Love Song media production. I'm T Love. I want to start by giving love out to my sponsor, Shirts and More, located at 2517 Jacob Street in Wheeling, West Virginia. Shirts and More is a family-owned business, and for over 40 years, they have been providing the best and most professional garments on the market. Let Tracy, Braxton, Dana, or any of the friendly staff at Shirts and More help you with your next apparel need. You can contact them directly at 304-232-2030. Let them know T-Love from the Love Song Podcast sent you. I guarantee you they will hook you up. Hope everyone is doing well today. I am excited about today's podcast. But before I get started, I have a bit of a disclaimer that I want to put out. In episode 28, I brought you the Juneteenth bloodbath in Chicago. I had a handful of people come out on my social media pages defending the city, and some even taking pot shots at me. I bring this up because I've spent 26 episodes talking about the compromise, corruption, and cover-ups of the geopolitical world. I have bashed Donald Trump. I have bashed the American government. I have bashed Joe Biden. I have bashed LBJ. I have bashed the Israeli government and Benjamin Netanyahu. I haven't had a single person from the MAGA side come after me or defend anything that I have tried to put out there. The people who align themselves with the left, however, have come out in support of my videos during that time. I have a lot of Democrats who follow me. I guess they think I'm a Democrat. I'm not. Anybody who knows me well will tell you I'm not a Republican either. I think neither side is a representation of the American people anymore. But the very moment I do an episode that shows the left's issues, oh my gosh, the leftist wants to go into defense mode or attack the host mode, which is typical. That, ladies and gentlemen, is why America is in the shape it's in. Because too many people are too busy being political, racial, or gender tools of the American government. Facts matter, no matter who it makes look bad, whether it be Donald J. Trump, whether it be Benjamin Netanyahu, whether it be the Democrat state of Illinois, whether it be the rogue Democrat city of Chicago, whether it be MAGA, whether it be Republicans, or whether it be Democrats. The fact that we have mentally and emotionally unstable people in this country that would rather be a tool to the ideological puppet masters is why this country is falling apart. One viewer told me I should move. Why do I want to move, brother? Why not I do exactly what I'm doing right now? Take a stand. Come on here, talk about the issues, and find solutions for them and take back this country. I refuse to be a slave to the system that has us all enslaved to their taxes, their policies, their ideology, and their bigotry. As someone who is of Native American descent with a mix of European descent, as you can see, the Euro portion took over, I just refuse to be submissive to a government that is lying, stealing, and covering up the world's largest pedophile ring. Now, what you won't find on my social media site is this host deleting the bad or the negative comments because it doesn't align with my political, my religious, or whatever view you may have. No. Mm-mm. No. I'm here for debate. I don't profess to be a scholar or a subject matter expert. I am simply one American who has gotten tired of both sides dividing this country with the corruption, the compromise, and the cover-ups. So I decided to start the Love Song Podcast to get it out in the public view. I welcome all comments, positive or negative. I try to always respond back, and I do so in a mostly respectful manner. However, the fact the right stayed silent and took their medicine about Trump and everything that I've had to say for 25, 26 episodes like adults, while the left lob insults and deflection upon my podcast, episode 28, speaks volumes of how radical the left is in today's political climate. I'm not here to debate people who can't accept facts or want to blame one side of the political aisle or one specific group for all the nation's problems. That's BS. You're brainwashed. For lack of better terms, you're just a blooming idiot. I'm here to roll the facts out without a biased political, racial, gender, or any other opinion. Just the facts. If you can't handle the facts, then I suggest you go find another podcast who caters to your little sensitive feelings and your one-sided viewpoints. Because, baby, I ain't the one. Just ain't. Now, with all of that said, let's get into today's episode, episode 29. It's a LSP special, and we're going to take a look at the highest murder cities in the U.S. The cities in the highest murder rates in the United States are ranked by homicides per 100,000 residents to adjust for population differences. According to recent crime analysis using FBI and CDC data, the top 20 cities for murders per capita include the following. St. Louis, Missouri, which is a solidly Democratic city, functioning as a major liberal and blue stronghold within the otherwise Republican-leading state of Missouri. They recorded 139 homicides in 2025. New Orleans, Louisiana, is a heavily Democrat city, operating as a deep blue political island in the consistently Republican state of Louisiana. New Orleans recorded 121 murders in 2025. Birmingham, Alabama, the Ham, is a heavily Democrat stronghold, even though the state of Alabama itself is staunchly Republican. Birmingham recorded 88 total homicides in 2025. Detroit, Michigan, is a historic and deeply rooted Democrat stronghold. The city consistently votes heavily for the Democrat Party in both state and national elections. Its municipal government and congressional representatives are overwhelmingly Democratic. Detroit recorded 165 criminal homicides in 2025. Baltimore, Maryland, is a heavily Democratic city. Registered Democrats outnumber Republicans by a wide margin, nearly 10-1, making the Democratic primary effectively the decisive contest in local elections. In 2025, Baltimore recorded 133 homicides. Memphis, Tennessee, number 6, is a solidly Democratic city and serves as a major Democrat stronghold in Tennessee. In 2025, Memphis recorded 184 murders. Cleveland, Ohio is number 7. It is overwhelmingly Democratic city and a major Democrat stronghold. The city continuously elects Democratic mayors and city councils, and the wider Cuyahoga County consistently votes blue in statewide and national elections. If I butchered that county's name, I apologize. I told you I'm not a scholar. Cleveland reported 118 homicides in 2025. Baton Rouge, Louisiana, that's 2 for the state of Louisiana, is a politically competitive area, though its city parish government is currently led by a Republican mayor, Sid Edwards. The surrounding area and state lean heavily Republican, while the city's urban core traditionally leans Democrat. It is in those urban areas where Baton Rouge records most of its homicides, which the city of Baton Rouge recorded 94 in the homicides in the 2025 official year. Kansas City, Missouri comes in at number 9. It is a strong Democratic stronghold, but it is physically located in 2 states, Missouri and Kansas, both of which lean heavily Republican in statewide elections. Kansas City recorded 138 homicides in 2025. Number 10, the third Louisiana city, is Shreveport, Louisiana. It is a politically divided city. It leans Democratic in presidential and local elections, while state and federal congressional district lean strongly Republican. Shreveport recorded 42 criminal homicides in 2025. Number 11 is Washington, D.C. The Democratic Party has immense political strength in the district. In each of the 16 presidential elections, the district has overwhelmingly voted for the Democratic candidate, with no margin less than 56.5 percentage points. Washington investigated 127 homicides in 2025. Philadelphia comes in at number 12. In this Democratic stronghold of the state, often delivering huge margins for the Democrats in statewide elections, other urban areas such as Pittsburgh, Erie, Harrisburg, and Allentown, and Scranton lean Democratic as well. Philadelphia recorded 222 homicides in 2025. Little Rock, Arkansas is a Democratic stronghold, though it sits within a state and congressional district that lean heavily Republican. Little Rock reported 44 homicides, while county-wide totals, including neighboring jurisdictions, recorded approximately 50. So you've got almost 100 murders in the Little Rock, Arkansas area. Richmond, Virginia comes in at number 14. It is considered predominantly Democratic city, with the Democratic Party holding the mayor's office. In statewide and presidential elections, the city core strongly favors Democratic, though some of the surrounding suburban and affluent counties lean conservative. Richmond recorded 54 homicides in 2025. Atlanta, GA, Hotlanta, number 15 on the list, is overwhelmingly Democratic, serving as the progressive anchor and the largest population center for the state of Georgia. The city and its core surrounding counties like Fulton and DeKalb consistently vote Democratic candidates. Atlanta recorded 98 homicides in 2025. Number 16 on the list is Indianapolis, Indiana. It is strongly Democratic for local and county elections, despite being located in the deeply Republican state of Indiana. The city, which operates under a consolidated government with Marion County, has a Democratic mayor and a heavy Democratic majority in the city council. Indianapolis recorded 133 criminal homicides in 2025. Number 17 on the list is Oakland, California. It is overwhelmingly Democratic. As part of the highly progressive San Francisco Bay Area, the city consistently elects Democrats to local, state, and federal offices, and the Democratic presidential candidates routinely capture over 80% of the vote in the area. Oakland recorded 67 homicides, with 57 officially classified as murders in 2025. No, they do not sponsor me. And yes, I'm open for them to sponsor me. Number 18 on the list, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. It is considered a Democratic stronghold. The city and county of Milwaukee consistently lean heavily toward the Democratic Party, serving as one of the primary Democratic anchors in the politically competitive state of Wisconsin. The city of Milwaukee recorded 142 homicides in 2025. San Bernardino, California is politically mixed, but the county overall leans Republican. While many of its densely populated urban hubs favor Democrats, The county shifted to vote for the Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump in 2024, while the city leans heavily Democratic. San Bernardino recorded 22 murders in 2025. And number 20, rounding out the list, is Houston, Texas, which leans Democratic. While the broader state of Texas is dominated by the Republican Party, Houston's city limits and inner loop neighborhoods are reliably blue. Though the surrounding suburbs remain heavily Republican, Houston is Democratic. And Houston reported 272 murders in 2025. It's worth noting, per capita rankings fluctuate year over year. Some smaller cities with smaller populations may experience high statistical rates based on lower number of total homicides. For a detailed annual tracking and methodology, you can explore the official crime data reported by the FBI Crime Data Explorer or review long-term research provided by the Council on Criminal Justice. I want to pause real quick, and I want to give a little shout out to @SlowBurn312 on YouTube. SlowBurn312 came at me yesterday and was defending Chicago, I guess, and basically told me I was more likely to get killed. And I believe, I don't remember exactly, I think he called out Memphis, and I think he called out Indianapolis. I say he, it could be a she for all I know. The problem I have with Slow Burn 312's comments are this. I wasn't discussing murder rates yesterday in my episode 28 when I was talking about Chicago's bloodbath during Juneteenth celebration. I was talking specifically about the number of people who were killed, I believe it was 6, and the number of people who were wounded in gunfire during the Juneteenth celebration in the city of Chicago, which I believe was 39 total, with 6 being dead. When you want to come at me and you want to debate, please come at me with facts. Don't pick an episode and say, well, you needed this, that, and the third. I already had this loaded up in the queue. I have about 10 episodes out every week. Once I go through 1 week, I still got another week to 7 days of episodes to do. And over the weekend, while I'm doing all of my research, I load up another 7 or 8 in the queue. So I have anywhere from 10 to 15 episodes ready to roll at all time, and they're already episoded out. From episode 1 to episode 29 is what I'm on today. So if I'm not talking about what you want to talk about, send me a message. I'll be happy to do the research on it. And I appreciate you calling out the fact that you were more likely to be killed in Indianapolis and Memphis than you were Chicago. The facts would state that you are absolutely correct, Slow Burn 312. But unfortunately for you, that was not what my episode was about yesterday. But in America today, people are so brainwashed. They are so just with their ideologies. They've got to defend the Democrats. And if you'll notice, if you go through here, I listed off 20 cities. And of those 20 cities, 18 of them were blue. Blue, 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 blue. They may be in red states, but the cities and the governments that control these cities are blue. There was one city on here, there was one city on here that was red, and there was one city on here that was, I guess, purple. I don't care if it was a reverse, where it was 18 red cities that was on this list. I was still going to do it. Why? Because we have a problem with human beings killing other human beings in this country for nothing. What was in my day a fist fight, whether it be at school, whether it be on the school bus, whether it be after school in somebody's front yard, whether it be at the football game or the baseball game, it was a fist fight. And when the fist fight was over, it was over. But today, there are no fist fights. And if they are a fist fight, the person that usually gets their behind whooped gets up, goes to their car, comes back with some weapon, and just goes off on people. Why? Why is most of the murders that are happening in this country in per capita in Democrat strongholds? I'm moving away from facts now. Now I'm going to give you T. Love's opinion. And this is where most people with a brain, if you have any common sense or any above level intellect, you know when T. Love is reading off his production sheets, which is typically copied and pasted off a different website so that I can bring you facts. Unfiltered, unbiased. Just the facts. I don't care if you are Republican. I don't care if you are Democrat. What I care about as a human being is that the people who reside inside of the United States of America, they have forgotten what it's like to be an American. This government, I've said this over and over. You will hear this almost on every podcast that I do. Every single episode that I do, I have a couple little lines that I throw out over and over and over again. Why? Because I believe them at my core. The United States government, in conjunction with the United States media, are compromised and corrupt. And they are complicit with each other in covering it all up. Now, what they're really good at, whether it be Fox, CNN, MS Now, ABC, CBS, doesn't matter. It's junk. It's political theater. It is designed for ratings and cash. That's it. It's all about the Moneros. Dineros. That's all. That's it. They get you hook, line, and sinker. They are the puppet masters, and the taxpayers are the puppets. And they have to draw a wedge. They have to divide us. Democrat versus Republican. White versus black. Heterosexual versus homosexual. American versus the world. Christians versus non-believers. It's all political theater. It's all designed to brainwash you. While this individual, who wasn't ugly about his or her comments, and I was not ugly with mine back, other than to let them know I wasn't debating murder rates. I was debating an actual crime that took place on June 10th at a park in Chicago that killed 6 people and wounded 39 others. And somehow this person took it as, well, you're more likely to get killed in Indianapolis or Memphis. Yeah. This production sheet says you are absolutely correct. Slow burn 312. You are 100% correct. Kudos to you. And if you would have given me 24 hours, you'd have seen I already had this done. You would defend a government. You would defend a state. You would defend a city where 416 people lost their lives, which is down 400 from 4 years ago. There are some people on this list that I think they were in the 20s and the 40s. That's still too many people. We're killing people over nothing. You're walking down the streets of Chicago as a normal human being depending on if you're in the Crips or the Blood section, and you may have on the wrong color shirt and you get shot for that. Or you get some drug deal that goes down and somebody gets mad and gyps them some money or tries to sell them baking soda versus some crack, and somebody gets killed for that. Or my favorite reason for somebody dying. And when I say favorite, I don't mean that in a good way. Is somebody losing their life because of the color of their skin. Are you kidding me? Are you flipping kidding me? Who gives you the right to sit as high as God and judge someone to the point that they get put to death because of the color of their skin? You're a sick, twisted, pathetic human being. The United States government wants us to be a nation divided rather than a nation united. And I don't care if you are Democrat or Republican. I have friends on both sides of the aisle. I have male and female friends. I have white and black friends. I have heterosexual and homosexual friends. I know people who are from the Middle East, the UK, Morocco, you name it. I have friends all over this country and all over this world. And here is the one thing that I absolutely believe in my core. 80% of the Americans agree on 80% of the topics. We may disagree on immigration. We may disagree on, ICE. We may disagree on abortion. We may disagree on tax codes. But 80% of us agree. I don't know a single person that thinks that the Iran war was a good thing. Democrat or Republican, white or black. I haven't met a single person that thinks the Iran war was a good thing. I'm one of the main ones that'll stand out and go, well, look at there. Donald Trump ended the war. And what do you know? We got the Strait of Hormuz open. Funny. That strait was open before we went to war. It only got closed because we went to war. And this politician, this president, wants a pat on the back and some kudos because he got the Strait of Hormuz open. That was open before we went to war. I don't care if your president is Donald Trump. I don't care if your candidate was Kamala Harris. I will call down the thunder as I feel it needs to be called down without any bias, without any remorse. Because I am an American first. I'm a child of God, and I'm an American by the grace of God. I don't judge people by their color of their skin. I don't judge them because they're a different gender. I see people all the time, and I look at them and I go, my God, that person's, they got some sugar in their tank, or that's a Fruit Loop, or you can come up with all these analogies, right? And people are different. And it's okay to call out people that are different. And I don't mind doing it. But I'm not going to get on here and call out the girl who checked me in at the hotel because she's different. She's just a regular person trying to live a life, make her money and pay her bills for her family. Why should I pick on her? I only go after the people who can impact my life. And that's my politicians. That's my religious leaders. All of these religious leaders that are standing up there, and it doesn't matter who the president is, what donkey or elephant is holding the White House, to have a religious clergy built into your White House surrounding that president and giving him religious advice is the most ridiculous, hypocrisy, blasphemous thing that I've ever heard in my life. Anybody that holds the office of President of the United States has got to be morally bankrupt. Period. Mic drop. End of the debate. I don't care. I don't care. I just don't care. You keep defending your politicians. You keep defending your murder rates because they're not per capita as high as some. I don't care. You're an idiot. You need to be advocating for peace, love, and prosperity for all of us instead of getting into all of their puppet political theater that they got you doing and keeping dividing us. And until you can do that, you're a piss poor American, and you're even less of a human being. Episode 29 is in the books. I appreciate you all joining me today. Please remember, we are all just one accident, one diagnosis, or one unexpected call away from living a much different life. I implore you, be humble, stay kind, show your love, and check on your people, which is all people, because we're all fighting the same fight. We all get up and go to the same grind every day. Most normal people. Thank you for joining me. Until I see you on the next episode, take care.